this is the most important step of the sale, because I call it putting people in a buying state. If you put people in a buying state, they want to buy from you. Your goal, okay, is to put them in a buying state and get them excited, get them to really envision them getting whatever car they want. If you can get them to paint a picture in their own brain of, this is the car that I want, this is the car that you're going to help me get, and you're going to do it in my payment range, you're going to sell a lot of people. Okay, so let's do this. So once I sit you down, okay, once you sit them down, you always want to start off with their name. I'm bad with names. I don't know if you are or not.
I am too.
So I always want to be like, even though I met them out there, I come in here, I might already forgot their name.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right, so spell for me your first name and your last name and your phone number and your email address, okay? Now, Kylan, describe to me like the perfect vehicle. I mean, like details, describe to me everything that you want in a car. And let's do it again, okay? What you already said, let's do it again.
Okay, I'm looking for probably like an Equinox size of the vehicle.
Okay.
It's more tightly compact.
Okay.
But open at the same time, if that kind of makes sense. That's how I feel with an Equinox.
Okay.
Just because I am a smaller person. But I need a sunroof.
Okay.
Back seats are probably... Why do I need a sunroof? A lot of memories from my past car having a sunroof during the summertime. Just enjoying the fresh air and not having the windows down, messing up my hair and everything. I can just open that sunroof and it'll give me the fresh air that I want.
Okay.
But when it comes down to everything else, I don't really care. Maybe heated seats, a heated steering wheel. I don't necessarily need an Equinox. I don't care to go for another brand.
Okay, open a brand. Okay.
Just size.
Okay. That's
probably
just the
like
perfect
the Equinox size.
Okay.
But that's everything that CarPlay, which I know the newer cars have CarPlay anyway.
Okay.
That's not a new concern with the newer vehicle.
Okay. So let me make sure that this is everything, because again, I'm going to get you the perfect vehicle. You're open to the brand, but you really like the Equinox size. The reason why is because it's a little bit more tightly compact, but it also feels open, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it was a little bit bigger than your other vehicle. You want heated seats, prefer heated steering wheel, you prefer leather, and you really like the sunroof because of memories and the natural lighting, and it has to have Apple CarPlay. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
All right, perfect. And did you feel when you were explaining it where you were truly like thinking about the car?
Yeah.
And the reason, yes, like if you all watching or listening to this, like you kept smiling and smiling and smiling, that's a good feeling. I want to get this person over here to truly envision in their brains. I want this person to smile. I want this person to get excited. That's your goal. Get them excited. Get them visibly jacked up. Okay. So once you get them, I always like starting it off with, describe to me the perfect vehicle, like the details, everything that you want on it. Describe to me the perfect vehicle. That's how you should start off the fact finding. Always describe to me, because that's what you want them to do. Okay. Once they describe to you, and then after that, you always repeat everything back to them. And you always want to ask them, is there anything else besides this? They're like, nope, that's it. Now you're on the right path. Okay. Now the next thing that you want to do is you want to ask them, like, what sort of monthly payment do you want to be around? Not just what sort of payment do you want, what kind of payment do you want to be around? Because your goal is to open up your inventory, meaning this next part you're going to bump. And bumping is easier if you can get people very excited. When I say bump, so tell me this much, and like, what kind of monthly payment do you want to be around?
Probably 4 to 5.
4 to 5, okay. And tell me this much, like, you seem like anytime I say tell me this much, you're really going to concentrate on what I'm about to say. That's the reason, that's the psychology behind you say, let me tell you this, follow me this way. There's a psychology behind it, okay? So tell me this much, like, what kind of payment do you want to be around? You're going to be like 400 to 500, okay? And if I get you the perfect vehicle, and that's my goal, if I get you the perfect vehicle, could you potentially do like 560, 570?
Yes.
Okay. It's so much easier to bump you if I can get you to describe to me the perfect vehicle, and then I ask you what kind of payment do you want to be around, and then I'm going to phrase it, once I get you the perfect vehicle, can you potentially do like 560, 570? So my goal is to bump you, but the reason behind it is because I want to open up my inventory. So that $60 or $70 bump, that's another $3,000 to $4,000. So instead of being, because you said 4 to 500, 4 to 500, roughly speaking, is a $20,000 to $25,000 car. But now we're talking about potentially about a $29,000 car. So the more that you bump people, the more options that you're going to have, meaning your inventory is opening up. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That just allows you the more options. The likelihood of you selling them grows because you're opening your inventory.
Okay.
The next question is going to be, how much money are you putting down?
Line 1. Line 1.
So how much money are you putting down? Not are you putting money down, how much money are you putting down? So you described to me. So how much are you putting down, Miss Kylan?
$3,000.
$3,000. And again, if we found you the perfect vehicle, could you potentially do a little more?
Maybe 3,500.
About 3,500.
That's probably the max.
Again, so I'm trying to bump because it's easier to bump you if you describe to me the perfect vehicle. And again, notice when I say if I get you the perfect vehicle, could you potentially do a little bit more down? I want to be like a little bit more down, not a lot, a little more. I'm just trying to get a little bit more, okay?
Sure.
So now we went from a $400 to $500 car, which is 20 to 25 grand. Now we bumped you to 29. Now we just got you $3,500 more. So now we're talking about a $32,500 car. And we started off doing a $20,000 car. I just bumped you, roughly speaking, $12,500.
Okay, I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, do you have the most common car people want is about a $20,000 car. A lot of people, we want to have all kinds of those cars on our lot. A lot of times it doesn't happen. We usually have more $30,000 cars. If that makes sense, okay? Yeah. So that's the reason why you want to bump and bump. Money down, bump. Monthly payment, bump. Because you need to open up your inventory. It's going to go, when you go to Wade, for him to share with you cars, it's going to make his job easier. Okay? It's going to give you the likelihood to sell these people more, okay? So this is what you do after that, okay? So right after that, so tell me this much. And again, I want to kind of go back over this, okay? So again, Miss Kylan, if I can get you the perfect car, Equinox, heated seats, heated steering wheel, prefer leather, sunroof, Apple CarPlay, get it in your budget under 560, gazoon tight, in your budget of 560 to 570 with only, I want to downplay how much money that they put down, with only $3,500 down, would you buy it right now?
Yes.
So I want to now get a commitment, okay? I haven't done anything in the terms of like really qualifying you yet. I want to get the commitment before I qualify. Sometimes people, when you ask them like, how's your credit? They're like, it's okay. Like, it makes them feel bad that they don't have good credit, okay? I don't want to get there yet. This is my way, which is very effective. So at first, you want to figure out the perfect vehicle. Then we're going to go after money down. We're going to go after monthly payment because most of the people base their decision on monthly payment. Then we're going to go at money down. Then we're going to go after commitment. And let's just say someone says, maybe. Okay, so you're telling me, even if I get you the perfect, that doesn't answer my question. If I ask a question and I don't get the answer that I want, it's like reinforcing a bad behavior. A dog pees on your carpet. Do you still give him a treat? No. So you typically only give him a treat if he goes outside. You're reinforcing a good behavior. So if you ask a question, any of these questions, and you don't get the answer that you want, you can't move on. Because if you move on, you're basically telling them, hey, it's okay not to answer my questions, and I'm just going to keep going on. This person now has control. Sales is about control, just like we talked. So it goes back to, all right, so I've got a commitment, okay? So let's just say, yeah, I'll buy it right now. Perfect. So tell me this much. How is your credit, Miss Kylan? And you can make up. Don't, have to tell me your personal.
Yeah.
So just tell me what you want to.
We'll say 723.
Okay, about 7. So you are a rock star. Anybody that has a good credit, I want to build them up. I want to make them feel special. Having good credit's a good thing, and not everybody does. So my wording was always, you are a rock star. Congratulations. And they're like, oh yeah, I'll take care of my credit. I want to make this person feel good, even better, And let's just say they say a 600. Okay, you need to give these people reassurance. It's pretty good. That doesn't answer my question. So when you say pretty good, is it like a 600, a 700, an 800?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? If you ask a question, you don't get the answer, layer your question and get the answer that you want. You can never move on. Okay, so it's pretty good. Okay, so it's like pretty good like 6 or pretty good like 700, it's probably about a 6. I just want to let you know we get tons of people approved with 600 credit score. So we're going to get you the perfect vehicle in your payment range. I need to give these people reassurance. Okay. So once I now figure out their credit, me personally, if they have great credit, tier 1, over a 700, I don't necessarily always get their credit at that point. I don't. If you want to, you can. I'm going to get a little bit of information from you. Not yet. But if they say anything but really good credit, 600, this is what I'm going to need to do and take control. This is what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to get a little bit of information from you. The reason why is because the last thing I want to do is to go outside, find you the perfect vehicle, and then come back in here and I'll tell you that it's going to be about $800 a month because I know that you don't want to spend that much. So again, my goal is to get you the perfect vehicle in your payment range. So I'm going to get a little bit of information from you. Does that make sense? At this point, you need to use a tie down. A tie down means like to make sure that they're on the same page. This is why I need to get the information. I explain it. Does that make sense? They're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you have to use a tie down because if you just go straight into getting credit, like, so what are you doing again? You're going to then kind of get that type of question. So once you explain to them why, use a tie down. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Then you put it in, then you go in your computer, put in their personal information. So when you go up there to Wade, hey, I've already know what kind of car they want. I already know what kind of monthly payment. I already know how much money down. I already know their credit. I potentially already have their credit. Now what we want to do is I want to figure out their trade. The reason why I love doing the trade last, one of the last steps, is because if they don't buy a car from me, odds are they're not going to just sell me their car. They're probably going to trade it in where they buy their next car. That's the reason why I want to do this, the later parts of it. Okay? So tell me a little bit about your trade-in.
I got a 2022 Nissan Sentra.
Nissan Sentra, and just curious, again, like we talked about in other videos, like I've always figuring out people why. So I'm gonna be like, oh, congratulations. So just curious, what made you go with Sentra?
At that point, I didn't need anything too big, so the size was pretty much perfect for me. It had the heated seats and my heated steering wheel and the CarPlay that I've been wanting because my last car was a 2014 and didn't have it.
Okay.
So, but it's just the perfect size. It's small and compact for how small I am.
So I noticed the word was, so now it's no longer the perfect vehicle, right?
No, I've been wanting something new actually. So
the reason why I want to get you to verbally tell that to me is I want you to say yes, it's no longer the perfect vehicle. I want you to mentally say that. So up here, your subconscious brain's like, yeah, I want to change, because you've already made the decision to come into the dealership. You want to do it, but I want to get you to verbally tell me from a psychology standpoint. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So you already told me, yeah, it was the perfect vehicle. So tell me a little bit about the vehicle. Like, how many miles are on it?
I think it's got almost 99,000 on it.
Okay, so right at 100.
Yeah.
So, and you're trading it in at the perfect time. Why? Is because, and this is what I would say to you if you were my customer, okay? Because once a car hits 100,000 miles, it depreciates. Why does it depreciate? Is because banks now are going to basically, there's more risk associated with the next person buying it. So the value goes down. So you're trading it in at the perfect time. I'm going to sell you why right now is the perfect time to trade in this car. Let's just say it's 60,000 miles. So the manufacturer's warranty just went out then. So great job. You're trading in it at the perfect time. Does that make sense? You can always, whatever miles that they're telling me, I need to tell them why right now is the greatest time to trade it in. They say it's 37,000 miles. It just went out of the bumper-to-bumper warranty.
Okay.
You need to understand people's warranties. Like Kias and Hyundais, they have a 100,000 mile warranty. So, okay. So, and you're gonna, the more you learn, the easier it is to tailor your presentation. I've done it for so long, so it just flows.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's not gonna flow right out of the gate. It's gonna take time. So, 99,000 miles, and tell me this much, like, when's the last time you replaced the tires and the brakes?
I've had the car for a year and I've only replaced one tire. So, and that was because it almost popped. So.
Oh my God, what happened? So most people just accept that. Me personally, oh my God, what happened? I want to show a sincere interest in you. What happened?
I was driving down the road that I live on and I don't even know what I hit, but I hit something and it punctured the side of my tire.
Okay.
And it was a deep enough cut for the air to exit out, so I had to replace that.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Fix that. Thank you.
So I want to show a sincere interest. Glad you're okay. If you ever get somebody on the phone, I just wrecked my car. Oh my God, you okay? Show empathy. Show like you truly care about that person. Because odds are most people they just go on to what they want to talk about. Is that good or bad?
Bad.
It's bad. So anytime someone shares something with you, oh my God, show a sincere interest in people, okay? So the reason why anybody that ever has a trade, the thing that you always want to go after is tires and brakes. When's the last time you replaced the tires and the brakes? Why? Because I know from a manager standpoint, approving tickets, like when cars go through our service department, they typically say it needs tires and they typically say it needs brakes. Because most of the time when people trade in cars, they don't just go buy tires and then trade it in. They usually they need things. Then they want to trade it in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you can, from a standpoint on you're devaluing the trade at this point. And when I say devaluing the trade, they know it needs tires. But I need to basically get them to tell me that, yeah, I'd probably. So I'm going to be like, when's the last time you replaced it? They usually say, it's been a couple years. Then I'm always going to say, so it probably needs new tires and brakes, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to get them to tell me, yeah, it needs tires and brakes. All right, perfect. Have you ever had any issues with it?
No.
All right, so no issues. And is there anything that you don't like about your car? I want to pour salt in the wound, and I want to get you to tell me, is there anything that you don't like about it?
Probably just the size. It's a little small. I need something a little bit bigger. With the stage in life that I'm in, I just want something that I can actually use daily.
Do you understand why I need to get you to basically tell me that? I want you to mentally up here to truly be like, yeah, today's the day that I'm getting rid of this car. Make sense?
Yeah.